Hello there, it's James B. Welcome to my vodcast. This is number 50. Woohoo! Okay, so next week I'm going to have a whole new vodcast. It'll be something a little different. We're going to take it up a notch. Join me next week, you'll see what I mean. Meanwhile, I should tell you, Gordon W. is my special guest. He is a master chef from Berlin, and he left here 20 years ago. He's got 2 restaurants called W. Der Imbiss. It's supposed to mean it's like a little snack bar, but these meals are beyond snacks, and it's a tiki vibe with fusion food. And I took 48 people there. Jazz FM had a jazz safari to the Berlin Jazz Festival. I took them to this restaurant and everybody freaked out. So we'll get to some Gordon W. in a moment. First, what's happening in the clubs, and I also want to thank some sponsors. Barbarian Steakhouse, 7 Elm Street. It's delicious in there. Captain Paul, barberfinancial.com. He's been a sponsor from the beginning, and he's helping me take it up a notch next week. Join me and you'll see what I mean. Also, Patreon, thank you to everyone who donates $5 a month. Some of you do 10 or 20. But whatever you're doing, thank you. You're helping me promote other people, and next week, you'll see what I mean. All right, now, peacebuilders.ca is a wonderful organization. I'm helping them out with a benefit at Kerner Hall on November 20th. David Clayton Thomas does a full show. Sometimes he plays Kerner Hall and he does 2 or 3 songs. He might join a band and do like 1 or 2. This is a full set from David Clayton Thomas with his full band. Genevieve Marantet is a special guest, and the Peace Builders is such a wonderful organization. Kerner Hall, tickets are between $45 and $275. Not a bad seat in the house. So again, peacebuilders.ca, get some tickets for November 20th, and I'll see you there. Lula Lounge tonight. They always open at 6:30, the doors. They serve dinner, there's a live band, then there's some dance lessons, and then a live band and DJ all night long. So it's all about music, food, and dancing at Lula Lounge on Fridays and Saturdays. Tonight, Changui Havana. Tomorrow night, Son Daki does a tribute to Mark Anthony at Lula Lounge. And on Sunday, Lula Lounge have a drag queen brunch. Waiter! There's no hair in my soup. See, they have big wigs. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun there for a Sunday brunch with drag queens. Monday, a benefit for Sick Kids Hospital by Avalon's Garden. Tuesday, Afro-Peruvian music. I love that kind of music. And it's at Nova Lima. And then Wednesday, a CIUT fundraising event. So it's either fundraising or dance parties. You gotta love Lula. Lula.ca for all the information. Old Mill, Toronto. James Brown. Okay, it's a different James Brown. It's the jazz guitar player James Brown is there tonight. And tomorrow, a cool band named Toontown. Ernesto Cervini on drums, Artie Roth on the bass, and Kelly Jefferson on sax. They put out a really good record a couple of weeks ago, and they're going to be playing songs from that. High-level musicianship at Old Mill, Toronto's Homesmith Bar. Russ Little is holding court there, the great trombone player and a personal friend of mine. He's going to be there on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, the 21st, Bob DeAngelis is going to be there. It's always 7:30 to 10:30 at the Homesmith Bar. And it's a $20 minimum, but no cover charge. So grab a snack and a drink or a couple drinks, and you're all good to go. And oldmilltoronto.com is where you get all the information about the Homesmith Bar. Jazzbistro.ca. Gentienne MG Trio. Gentienne is a beautiful young woman from Montreal who makes beautiful music. I mentioned last week, I think it's kind of like that MCM record label stuff. It's really heavy, but it's also really pretty, and real jazz fans are going to love her trio. In from Montreal, and tomorrow, also in from Montreal, Rainey Lee is performing. She is like the bebop queen of Canada. She is royalty, jazz royalty, and she's in from Montreal. That one's going to sell out, so you want to make dinner reservations. Call or go online, jazzbistro.ca, and get yourself dinner reservations so you have a seat. Lots going on there, so check out the website for all the listings, but I do want to give you a heads up. Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week, Sheila Jordan is up from New York. Oh my God, she is like another bebop legend. In fact, I think she's about 90 now, and she's one of the only ones left. She's absolutely brilliant, and we're lucky to have her come up here so often. So they're going to sell out. You've been warned. Jazzbistro.ca. Get yourself some dinner reservations. HughesRoomLive.com, they are also crazy busy. Tonight, Dana Manning is doing folk music. Tomorrow, Wolf Island Records review. They just toured Europe for a couple years, and now they're doing a show here in Toronto. Sunday, Jackie Washington tribute. This sweet old man, he would have been 100 if he was alive right now. And Ken Whiteley and friends are doing a tribute to him for brunch. So that will be a really good time. I have an old Jackie Washington album, and I wore out the grooves. I played it so much. Yay, vinyl. And what else? Bywater Call CD launch Sunday night. I told you they were busy. Two things, brunch and a dinner show. And then doo-wop on Wednesday with the Redeemers. Oh, Tuesday, singer-songwriters. My pal Mary Stewart and some other fine songwriters are going to be entertaining. And finally, Thursday, Al Lehrman brings his blues to the Hughes. So that's a lot of information. Just go to HughesRoomLive.com and make your choices, and you will love it. Okay, so I'm going to get to Gordon W. right now. I'm so excited. He is a master chef. He loves the theremin, and he loves all things tiki. So let's go see him right now. Hello, Gordon.
Jaymz, it's so wonderful to see you in Berlin.
It's great to see you. So tell me a little bit about where we are.
Ah, yes. We are sitting in the, this is the Flaming Lagoon room of W. der Imbiss, Schöneberg, Nollendorf Strasse 10, Berlin.
You have two of these Imbiss, W. Imbiss restaurants.
Imbiss.
Yeah, so two of them.
Two of them. The original on Kastanienallee 49 was in the development of the new Mitte area, just when it started almost 18 years ago. And 22 will be 20 years. And so we started that, and it was a small endeavor, but it would just instantly packed. We didn't even have a name for 6 months. Everyone said, meet you at the Imbiss. Well, you know, in Berlin, there's an Imbiss on every corner, but this was the Imbiss.
Right. Imbiss means, is it just restaurant?
Invite. Like
invite.
Like a small snack.
Yeah.
Imbiss. Like you grab a beer and...
Beer and a snack, yeah.
When I first went back to Canada after a long time in Berlin, I realized, oh my God, it's a big deal to get a beer here. You just can't go into a local place and just get a beer.
Well, yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
You pick the right place, and you love your beer. And you love your cocktails. I see your beautiful glasses here.
Well, yeah, a big collection. We have also this one. I made my first tiki glass. And on the back...
That's a custom-made glass. Oh, there's your W, which is an upside-down M that looks a bit like...
Like McDonald's.
Yeah.
We had a lawsuit, and they finally dropped it because they realized it was bad optics.
Right, and it's a very small, popular restaurant, and they're a big company.
Yes, hitting on the vegetarian guy. It doesn't really...
Yes, now you have a little salmon here, but for the most part, it's vegetarian and vegan fare.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we have the salmon there for the parents who come. The kids bring their parents here all the time, so we have it for the parents.
I love that.
Because if you didn't have meat 3 times a day, you know, something would fall off.
Right. So your spices and the way you make food here, I mean, I know that's why people come back, because I've eaten here. Tell us about the process when you put together a menu.
Well, we have this format thali, which is as old as time. But we have a red curry, and I roast and grind my own spices. It really it pops out. And we have a white curry, creative slaw, some pickle chutney, naan bread. We have a tandoor. My invention is the naan pizza. I'm a naan worker. And the naan pizza.
You even have Jewish naan.
Yeah, the Jewish naan. That's a kind of a joke because the Arabs make naans and the Jewish bagel from New York. Mm-hmm. So kind of a fusion between the naan and the bagel. We put creme fraiche, lox, smoked lox, and capers and black lumpfish caviar on top, with a bit of dill and a slice of lemon.
That sounds amazing. I haven't had that one yet. And what's the biggest or craziest party you've had to serve in this establishment?
Oh, well, there's been so many. We have next door, a gay gallery next door. One time there was a big transvestite show, so we had full of transvestite, and I loved it.
Yeah, they take up a lot of
As
room
you
with all the
notice in
wigs,
corner, I
right?
have a Jack Smith shrine made by Laura Kikauka in the corner, and that's been under constant worship now for, oh God, it must be since '93.
Wow, that's wonderful. 1993.
Yeah.
Now, your love of tiki is well known in Canada. I assume now everyone in Berlin understands that this is a tiki vibe with a menu beyond description.
Well, very honored Arte, which is a very, very famous creative station. They do all the tracks. Tracks is a good thing to check out. And we were in there under the Tiki banner. So my friend was doing a Tiki Bar taboo, and they had Tiki Diablo from Hawaii come over to carve the tikis. So I came in, there was a chainsaw, and they were carving up tikis, and that was a great bar. And so they came over to me. We had a private dinner at the Imbiss W. We closed it, and we made fantastic, dishes, Polynesian-style dishes. And that was really good. Interview as you're doing now, and it was on Arta, and they kept playing it over and over and over again.
Great publicity, right?
It was, and yeah, absolutely.
Now, what are the challenges of having two establishments? You have two versions of this restaurant in the same town.
Well,
they're far enough apart,
Berlin,
right?
Yeah, Berlin is very ghettoized. I say to even friends I see over in Mitte, hey, come to Schöneberg. It's really cool. The street is wonderful, big trees and gorgeous houses, and it's a boys' town. A lot of fun people walking around, and come on over. Oh, I never go to Schöneberg. It was 20 minutes.
Right, it's so far from my house.
A direct line. The U2 drops right off in front of our door, practically, Nollendorfplatz. And now the huge former Metropole is open again as a venue, concert venue. And I know the owner, and I know the booker.
So the neighborhood's always coming up.
It's really coming up and vital.
And you're really just like a 5-minute walk from Nollendorfplatz, from the actual S-Bahn.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very easy to get here.
Very easy.
Yeah.
Did you take the U-Bahn?
I did take the S-Bahn to get here, or the underground to get here.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah, the system here works very well.
It's amazing.
So how long have you been in Berlin doing food?
Well, right from the very beginning, I started doing food. So Laura Kikauka and Gordon Monahan had the Spätverkauf. And there I cooked, actually even earlier, 93 was a art performance with the Freunde Goethe music, the avant-garde.
Did you move here in 93?
No, in 93 we came with the KBZ 2000.
Right, so you started touring here and doing huge events and crazy parties.
Crazy parties. And then the next year they said, oh, could you come back in and do the same thing again? They loved it.
Yep.
And in Munich and England and France.
Yeah.
And so we decided to stay. And I decided to stay. And because it was fun. There was an open border.
And the art scene here is really open-minded. There are more galleries, more theater groups, more interesting, bizarre jazz than any place I've ever seen.
Yeah, the Volksbühne, which is in the Rosa Luxemburg Platz, a huge place. That has more budget, one theater in Berlin, than the entire Arts Council of Canada.
It's unbelievable.
One theater in Berlin.
Wow, unbelievable. Someone was telling me all the actors and all the people, they actually work here. There's work for them, so that's why they're so happy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, so you got here, and then when did the idea of the tiki restaurant hit? I know you would have always wanted to, but
you haven't seen the other one. But the other one is quite tiki-fied, but this is old school tikification.
Yeah.
According to the book of Tiki, according to the Sven's great teachings. And,
You have Sven's Tiki Bible here behind the bar, and you show it to your customers if they don't understand.
Exactly, and clump on the page. There you go, more than you need to know.
That's for sure.
In great detail.
And you also, when you're not creating the menu and hanging out with your customers, you're also playing the theremin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The theremin, non-stop irritainment. If music be the food of love, prepare for indigestion. Or the Scaramon.
And your love of cocktails. You make a mean Mai Tai here.
Yes.
Is that your most popular cocktail?
Well, yeah, definitely, because, you judge an establishment by their Mai Tai. If they can do a good Mai Tai, then you suspect that other things could be good. So I also do a mezcal margarita with artisanal mezcal. Really, people love it. Psychoactive.
If they remember it.
If they remember it.
Yeah, wonderful. Now,
the topless tiki.
What's that?
Vodka, Midori, lime juice. Very simple.
Wow.
Midori, Japanese melon liqueur.
That sounds delicious.
It is. Topless tiki.
Tell me about your adventures when you travel. Do you come up with other recipes or things when you're traveling? Because the fusion here, can you describe the fusion? It's hard. I can't describe what you do.
It's simply Indo-Mexical Ital. The popular fusion now is Cal Ital.
Yeah, but you go for the Indian. Yeah.
And we put the Indian in there.
Yeah.
Because the thali plate gives a good freedom for expression. You can basically do a different thali every day of the month and never get bored.
Right. And you have regular customers who will come back and they'll know a few of the things they're going to have, but they won't know how it's going to come together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Wow.
And most Indian restaurants, they always have the classic dishes.
Yeah.
And it's between good and bad their rendering of this dish.
I remember a story, and I think we're allowed to tell it, about a special dish you made called McDuck.
Yes.
I think it was spelled MOCDUK.
Yeah. This was actually performed on the balcony of the Salon de Parvenu by Monsieur Jean-Luc Bonspiel, alias Kiki Bonbon. And he was sitting on the rather dodgy balcony. Him being of some girth, we were a little bit concerned. But he was barbecuing seitan. And different reports of this, when Jerry Lewis tasted it, he said that, this is like a party in my mouth. But Kiki suggests that, actually he said that upon tasting the Christopson's smoked salmon, which I also supplied. So it could have been one or the other, but he was definitely eating the fake meat.
Yeah, he thought that this was the best duck he ever tasted.
Yeah.
I've heard this from other people in the film industry, that
okay.
he thought it was the best duck he'd ever had in his life, and it was actually a tofu recipe.
To seitan.
And it was called mock duck, meaning it's not really duck.
Yeah. Therefore we call it Jerry Lewis Erzatz lamb.
What was the thing about the flaming bread on your head? In Toronto, before you left in the 80s, you were often cooking with a loaf of bread on your head that was on fire.
Well, I find it to be, by flaming your hat, it was an ode, of course, to the surrealist in L'Age d'Or, Salvador Dali walking with a long loaf, a double, like a long loaf on the head. And then with the neoism, we decided to flame it, flaming bread hat. And I performed with Lisa Brown, the double flaming bread hat.
Neoism just meant newism. It didn't really mean anything, did it? I love that saying.
Exactly. Well,
people are going to be Googling that now going, what is neoism?
Oh, if they Google it, they'll find quite a lot.
Right.
They'll find quite a lot. Istvan Kantor, the Monte Canson, is a profuse dispenser of all so-called neoist
propaganda. Right.
Very good. Yeah, so it was really good to design a tiki bar here in town with Charlie Oderman, my girlfriend, and we sourced all the stuff, and just incredible.
Because and of course you have always loved this culture, this kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But finding this, when you said you're looking, because the entire place is wall to wall like this, how much searching do you have to do in Berlin to find all this?
Well, we go internationally to get the real stuff.
Yeah.
And I had a very large collection. These were all my tikis in my apartment.
Right. So you unpacked your apartment into a restaurant. Yeah.
So yeah, I could just keep them for my own pleasure and hoard them. And but I decided that it's better to share it with people and give people the exotic feeling that they deserve in this sterile society.
Just like your huge Sven Tiki Bible, you could leave at home, or you could show people these pictures and let them know that what's going on.
I mean, I think Tiki is for everyone, and it depends how you approach the Godhead for worship. Some people like to just use it as a prop, a party prop. Some people like to, like I do, immerse yourself and up the tipsy factor, the tikis per square yard.
Well, I'm telling everyone to come to your restaurant.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Respect. And mahalo.
Mahalo.
Gordon W. Dankeschön, danke vielmal. He was a fantastic guy to hang with, to get stories from, and his food was so good. Join me next week. You're going to see something a little different. Thanks to J.J. Brown, my producer, for all the green screen wonderment, but next week we take it up a notch for my 51st show. I hope you'll join me next Friday. See ya.